Gentleman, the man on the right-hand side of the screen is Congressman Byron Donalds, Republican from Florida. Right, Congressman, I think you're a MAGA man. How do you respond to that?
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Sounds like we're in middle school. I can't even believe this is what she's doing on her social media. I mean, still, come on, laugh at somebody. I mean, are you serious? This is why the Democrats don't have credibility, folks. They don't have any answers when it comes to public policy. So they resort to name calling, they resort to innuendos, they resort to tropes because they don't have facts. And that's glaring. We should laugh at her because that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. She's trying to get likes on Instagram or whatever the platform is. Let's get real. Government shutdown 7 days in. The reason why is because the radical left, like AOC, wants to prove that they can stand up to Donald Trump. Those are the facts. That's what's going on.
All right, now let's get serious. Some Democrats are condemning Virginia Attorney General candidate Jay Jones for his disturbing text messages, but none of them are calling for him to drop out of the race. Now, back in 2022, a text message to a colleague, Jones said he hopes former Republican House Speaker Todd Gilbert, his children would die. Why are Democrats still backing this guy, Jay Jones?
Because the Democrats want power in Virginia. That's why. They're not going to call him to drop out because they're more concerned that if he does drop out, which, by the way, he should drop out, how are you going to be leading a state when you're actually texting people wanting your political rivals to die? That's craziness. But they want power. And so that's why they're going to stand behind him. It's the same reason why we knew Joe Biden was not mentally with us, but they stood behind him every step of the way until it was clear that Joe Biden wasn't with us. Then they threw him overboard. So I think what's going to happen here is when it is crystal clear that this guy can't win, then they'll throw him overboard. And that's really sick. It demonstrates the lack of moral clarity in the Democrat Party. If you can't get somebody out of a race who wished that a political rival would die, this is nuts, Stu. But that's the Democrats for you. America, you cannot trust these people. They do not care about the lot in the lives of normal people. They only care about power.
But you see, this has been revealed just weeks after the assassination of Charlie Kirk. That in and of itself is important. I wonder, does it have an impact on the gubernatorial race in Virginia?
I think it will. Absolutely. I think what you'll probably end up seeing is Republicans in all parts of Virginia will probably get to the polls more. And I would stress, Republicans of Virginia, you got to get to the polls. I know this is an off-year election. It's not the midterms. It's not a presidential. But you have Democrats in your state who do not care about moral clarity. It is imperative that you get to the polls. I can't speak to Democrat voters who are just going to vote down the line Democrat. They should actually take control of their party and vote these fools out, because you can't have somebody like that running a state or being in charge at a high level. But it's incumbent upon Republican voters and independent voters to get to the polls, act like it's a midterm or a presidential year, get to the polls and make sure your voice is heard.
As you know, Congressman, Time magazine, I don't know if it's still Time magazine, but Time, their 100 world's most influential rising stars list came out, and you are on that list of rising stars. Nobody here was surprised, Congressman. Nobody.
I'll be honest with you, Stu, I was a little surprised. It's a high honor. Honestly, as a Republican, as a conservative, never thought I would be on any list that Time magazine put out. I texted my mom about it because my mom subscribed to Time magazine for years as a kid. So I said, Mom, this one's for you. It's really an honor. I'm proud of it, but I give that one to my mom.
Well, congratulations, Congressman. It's always a pleasure to have you on this program, and you are indeed a rising star for us. Thanks, Congressman. See you again soon.
Thank you.